Hi, folks. This is Lee Skeed, Natural Solutions for You. Natural Solutions empower you. I've had a bit of a challenging week, and it's still ongoing. There's a lot of astrological challenges at the moment. And then in the midst of this, a friend of mine I've known for 15 years and hubby's known for 30, is in palliative care. She's been struggling with cancer for 15 years or something like that. And I rely on the oils heaps all day, every day for emotional support, confidence support, immune boosting support, first aid of physical and emotional. And I want to share with you, I've been relying heavily on the mood management kit, which let me just sorry, I'm just going to put this away a minute. In your back office, under kits, and then collections. In your back office, under kits and collections, you'll find this mood management kit. In the blends, these oils show up anyway, but what we have is balance, and balance is a very grounding blend. It has oils from big trees, so their roots go down in the ground. That helps us come back down to earth, but also has some calming oils in it, the blue tansy and the blue chamomile. A lot of people use this on everybody in the family before they go to work and school in the mornings. They'll put it on here at least. And then on the recommendations of Deanne, one of our awesome team members, she uses it around her ankles and feet at night time, and that helps let go of what's gone on during the day. It helps bring you back into the here and now, and it's just the most divine aroma. Just inhaling it is very calming. Actually, that reminds me, I'll put some in the diffuser because it is just fabulous. So I always dilute everything with the fractionated coconut oil. Otherwise, excuse exposure, I come up in a rash. But we should all dilute, because if we, in the process of creating the oils are actually on the leaves of the plants, in the roots, in the bark, and when we separate the foliage from the oil, it makes it, if that's come from a herb, it makes it 50 to 70 times more potent than a herb. And because with my preferred range of oils, they are the purest, most potent in the world, and we should dilute them. And we should dilute them 2 ml of the fractionated coconut oil to 1 drop of the oils, and that makes them really, really economical. You can get some roller bottles and put them in. I'm a bit inclined to go to the little roller bottles, because what I need this week, I don't need next week. And so instead of having lots of roller bottles around like I used to, I go for the smaller ones now. Or the other thing I do is I make a puddle in my hand and then drop an oil or two. The other reason that we dilute them is, so the next oil I'm moving on to is Citrus Bliss. The oils flash off and we lose a whole lot of them and their potency, and even more so with the citrus oils. So that's why put the fractionated coconut oil in first and then the oils on top. So then you're not losing it, but also it helps them work for longer. And that rubbing in process helps it to get into our skin. So Citrus Bliss is an invigorating, uplifting aroma, and I've been putting it on here. I layer Citrus Bliss and then the Elevation, the Joyful blend on here to keep me lifted up, because even though that's happening with Lisa, there's a whole myriad of other people that I interact with that I need to stay happy and upbeat for. And when I first came across Elevation, it just didn't really excite me. But now I'm just really loving it. What I'll often do is, once again, with the fractionated coconut oil, and I'll put a drop of peppermint in and then a couple of drops of Elevation, and I'll rub across my chest. And this is great for the heart chakra. It's just a magic oil for this area. The other one that I love is the Lavender Peace. It's the 4th one of the range. So the range, once again, is the Balance, and then the Elevation, Citrus Bliss. Citrus Bliss is divine in the diffuser, and so is the Elevation. Just great to just have on at any time of day at home. They also help keep any of the pathogens away. So it's helping us with our immune system and staying healthy, as well as with our emotions. Lavender Peace. Lavender Peace is very calming. Lavender is also the oil of communication. So what I'll often do is I often rub this one over my heart, but because I often put lavender around here because of communication, and that I can talk lots, but I don't always talk with what's coming from my heart. So I'm actually doing quite well. I thought I might have been a bit of a teary mess in doing this. So the other oils that are really magic for this situation is the emotional aromatherapy range. And somewhere, actually, if I'll go for the smaller chart, when I bought one of the kits, I must have got this because it opens up to this fabulous big chart. But let's go with this smaller one. And the great thing with this, and it's really empowering for when you've got children, once they can read, you can come to this chart and you can, once they can read, and if they, you know how some days kids are just like, so, okay, empower them. Go and have a look at this. Which word best explains how you're feeling, and then go and use the appropriate oil. So how this works is this here says apathetic and this one says discouraged. So in that case, you would use the motivate. But as you'll see, there's 3. So this one here, or these ones here and these ones here, you'd go and use the peace. But this middle one, you can choose whatever smell appeals to you most, or whichever one you happen to have at the time. Talking about that, if you had only one of those, let's say you had cheer and you're going, oh, I wish I had console at this time because you've just lost somebody you love, or you've lost a job, or you didn't get the job you want, or you need consoling. Just use whatever oil you've got, because the oils all come from plants, so they all have some magic they can help you with. So in this range, I've been using Console a fair bit because I know Lisa's been struggling for a long time with cancer, for all the time I've known her. But yeah, we thought she was winning, but I'm not sure that she will. But until she's, as one of her friends said, until she's cold, we're not giving up, because she's such a stubborn chickie babe. So the Console is great for if you're feeling sad, or you're grieving, or you're hurt, or you're worried. And wrist, back of the neck, over your heart. I have a lot of my emotion in my solar plexus, which is here. So I'm forever rubbing oils on there. A lot of my emotions I feel in my tummy. And so that's probably why I've got a few extra a kilo extra on there, because I'm always rubbing oils on there. bit like a Buddha. So console is a comforting blend. Then the next one we'll look at that I'm using lots of is peace. And peace is for when you're worried, fearful, anxious, or insecure, but also speaking engagements, or if you're about to phone Telstra and have words with Telstra, or you're going to the accountant or the lawyer, use peace over your heart, or just tune into your body. You know, we've got way too, I don't know, I was going to say academic. We need to become more intuitive and just tune into our body and go, okay, where do you need it? And it may be somewhere crazy. It may be like my knee. And you go, that doesn't make sense. Don't question it. Just put it on your knee or put it on your foot. Talking about that, we have our feet and our hands all have points that relate to every organ in our body. So that's why it's really good lots of times to just put it on your hand, rub it together and inhale. And especially for emotional things, because when we breathe in, it goes over our olfactory system and into the two glands that are in our head where our emotions are created. So inhaling is great. Putting them in the diffuser is great. I have the little bottles of these, as well as, actually, I think the little bottles, they're up in the 5 ml bottles of this, as well as the roll-on bottles of this whole range. Then actually, I'm going to skip down to the bottom. Next is forgive. And forgive is if you're feeling sad, ashamed, angry, or bitter. And it's a mixture of herbs and trees. So the flowers, trees, and herbs are all very grounding. The mint, citrus, and spices are very uplifting, and the spices are also warming. So if you're feeling a little bit emotionally shut down, or even if you're feeling cold, I love to make a cuppa and add some of the spices into my cuppa. So forgive is the renewing blend. And so lots of times I come across people that have been through, not nice stuff. And I mention about forgiving the person that's done it to them. And they go, I can't do that. And it's not about saying what they've done is okay. Forgiving them is helping us heal. Because I know of some of my family, some were angry at an older one, and I know the older one wouldn't even remember the instance. Many years had gone by. The older one now has dementia, and so definitely doesn't remember. And these ones here are holding that anger and frustration. And it's not affecting this person. It's only affecting them. It's affecting their health. And this is our emotions are our language of our body. Our thoughts are the language of our mind, and our emotions are the thoughts of our body. And if we work with our emotions, we can heal all sorts of things. Next is passion. So even though it's a sad time, I'm finding that passion and chia are really good to sort of get me out of the sad, but also remembering all the good times, remembering the amazing times and the amazing person that is going through this struggling time. So passion is if you're bitter, disconnected, discontented, bored, or disinterested. And passion helps us to have a passion for life and a passion for what we do. And if you're into art but you haven't done it for a while, passion will help to get you back into that. And so passion is the inspiring blend. So if you need inspiration, grab the passion. Then chia is the uplifting blend. So if you're disinterested, somber, distressed, or gloomy, then chia helps. So that's where this is. Because sometimes I'm feeling a bit gloomy with it all, so I'm using the chia to uplift me. Talking about, and then the last one that I want to talk about is motivate. And it's if you're feeling insecure, apathetic, discouraged, or gloomy, motivate is your go-to. And one of the magic oils in it is Melissa, and Melissa's very expensive. Poor man's Melissa is Litsea, Litsea. So if what I'm going to read to you resonates, then go for Litsea. The other thing you can do is accumulate your points, 130 or more, and cash them in America. You can swap your points in America for a Melissa, and then that way you don't have to pay for it. You can't swap them in Australia for Melissa yet. So Melissa awakens the soul to truth and light and reminds us who we truly are and why we came to earth, and invites one to release everything and anything that holds them back from reaching their fullest potential. And what's happening with astrologically at the moment is a time of letting go of habits and beliefs, because a lot of those habits and beliefs and let's say our insecurities, they can be a multi-generational thing. Something could have happened 10 generations back and that's affected that person, and then it's affected how they've raised their children, and then that affects how they raise their children, and it goes on and on and on. And so lots of times if you're going to a psych to work things out, it's not always a trauma that has caused the emotional issues that are going on in you. It can be some habit, an instance that I was in the learning that I've done with it all. Let's say kids come home from school and they're all excited and they want to show mum how the beautiful stuff they did for the day, and mum's going, "Oh, give me a cuddle. Tell me you love me. Do you love me? Did you miss me?" And what that's doing is then the child has to step up and be an adult, and then they're actually they're parenting the parent, and that brings about an insecurity. So there's a whole lot of things like that then here have an impact on us. And so Melissa is a great one for helping let go of that. There's, over the next while I'll cover, there's tree oils that help with healing all of that. So like Douglas fir is the oil of generational wisdom. It helps us to let go of harmful patterns, to increase the family bonds, because lots of times we know what families are doing is not right, so then we attack each other. Don't blame mum and dad for what they've done to you along the way, because stuff's happened to them and they're only doing the best they can do. And Douglas fir also encourages to learn from all of that. This is our emotions, guys, are our superpowers, and this is if we look at them and we help our emotions to heal, we're going to slowly, like peeling the onion, the layers off the onion, come down to who the real person is inside, and the world needs that. We are all so wise. We all have so much information to share with the world, and that's what, not necessarily this generation, but this time now and this century is about, our generation, but also this astrological time is all about healing, understanding those emotions and healing them, not running from them or burying them or, as I know lots of mums have done, especially with the boys, don't be a sook, don't cry. Just sit with those emotions and just go, okay, what are they all about? Where are they coming from? Because I obviously need to go back and have a look more at my family history. I thought I had sorted a whole lot of that out. But getting emotional with that tells me I need to go back and just sit and go, okay, what's this about? And we can help heal all of that. So thanks for your time, and thanks for, no, I'm not going to apologise for the tears. That's healing, hurt. Feeling hurt for poor Lisa, who's had an absolute crap life, working, fighting this horrible thing all of her life. But then also that's her journey. We've talked about emotions, and actually talking about that, I'm going to get tougher on you guys because I wasn't tough enough on Lisa, on things like get the sugar out of your diet. I've been saying that to her for years, and it wasn't till she was off having another checkup, and they put a dye in her, what do you call it, a radioactive dye, and sugar blend into her bloodstream, and she goes, okay, well, why that blend? And the bloke said, oh, because sugar feeds the cancer, and the radiation helps light it up, and then we can find where the cancer is. And she went, what did you say? She said, sugar feeds the cancer. She said, well, why isn't that told to everybody? And he goes, well, I don't know, and picked up his Mars bar and kept eating. So look at the sugar in your diet. Get the sugar out. The other thing is, some of you, I'm sure, sort of go, oh, God, here she goes again. Your bathroom stuff. doTERRA has totally safe, natural bathroom stuff. Swap over, guys. You know, like I've just cashed in. When it all arrives, I'm going to show you. I've got over $1,000 worth of products this month, this week. I've just cashed in a whole bunch of points, 600 odd points, and I need to sit down and work out the list. But just in the oils, let alone other products, there's over $1,000 worth of oils that will arrive on my door just from those points. And so start using your bathroom, the doTERRA bathroom products and the laundry liquid and the cleaner concentrate, and get the toxic chemicals out of your system. You know, if these oils are in our bloodstream in 30 seconds, so are these toxic chemicals, guys, and then they go and they sit in your organs and they mess up how your organs work, and then they mess up on how your emotions work, and it becomes a vicious circle. And yes, we can work with the emotions and help ourselves heal, but if you're putting poison in, it's just making the whole journey a whole lot harder. And you guys are awesome. Just put yourselves as number one. You know, you were created first class, so let's go first class. Let's use the best products. They're available to you. You're already a member. Make the most of it. So have an awesome weekend.